But we're finally gonna get back to reading. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Seems like we lost a subscriber, so we're not at 1,000 anymore. Yeah, I have a lot of things to say, but we'll get to that when we get to that. First of all, what we're gonna do instead of choke on our spit is plan our schedule again. We have a new schedule. So tomorrow I have to go to work. I'm employed now because we did that and we got the job done. We got the prescription. Macaroni, yo, Pyron, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Hope you've been good, inshallah. It's been a long time since I've seen you, I feel like. Then again, it's been a couple days since I've streamed. 17, 18, 19. Okay, so I think we did 17. I'm not so sure if I had written that already. So, call back Denny's. Hike. I'm afraid I cannot hike until much later now. I did just clean the front yard though. Yeah. Going good. Finished exam yesterday. Awesome. I hope you get a good exam score and, you know, get to relax after that exam if you don't have any other exams coming up. But yeah. So, set alarm for Fajr, Tahajjud, also work at 11 a.m. So we have to leave by 9. And then charge the Tesla, go to work. But yeah, I got a job. It's very, you know, not your typical job that you'd expect somebody like me to be enrolled at, but I feel like for a first job it's good, it's chill. 3 do predictions. What is predictions? I've been working on my GitHub today. That is a huge thing for me personally, because I was so scared I kept putting it off, but alhamdulillah. Yeah, those are the main priorities right now. The Quran journaling, we'll get to that when we get to that. I feel like I first want to finish the Hobbit book. Yep, this one. Have you been watching the World Cup, by the way, Pyron? What's the job? It's tutoring for young kids and stuff. You know, just not too long, just like for a summer type thing. But yeah, predict the future. I'm just joking. Oh, okay. But yeah, so read The Hobbit, obviously, and then what else? More books. I wanna go to the library and like get the Lord of the Rings series. I thought there was gonna be more Hobbit books because there's like 3 Hobbit movies. I'm like, where did those come from? But there are more than just one Hobbit book, so I'm gonna finish that. And then, yeah, I'm journaling. I have to finish that eventually. Oh, but I have class starting tomorrow. I kept checking my thing. It's like not there. Like there's nothing for my classes. But maybe tomorrow we'll see something. I'm watching it, yeah. I'm a big Portugal fan, but they're eliminated. Aw, I know, it's so sad. Ronaldo's like the best. I mean, people say he's cocky, kind of. But he's just passionate. Like, I don't think he's cocky. If he were, he would talk bad about other people. That's what cocky means. But if you're, like, happy with yourself, that's different, you know? Guess I'm going to move to France now. I hope France wins. Oh my god, have you seen how, you know, what's it called? Everyone's saying it's rigged for Argentina. I get it though. Like Messi is genuinely a really good player. Like he has those skills, even though he sucks at penalties. we, yeah, we could accept that. But genuinely, they just picked the best player they could, and like, if he supports Israel, then they're on his side. Like they'll let the referee do whatever he wants, even if the coach of the Egypt, side, he did this thing, which was part of FIFA rules. Like if you think somebody's racist, you have to do this, and they'll stop the game. But he didn't care, and like I don't know what's gonna happen. It's just, they want Argentina to win that badly. I don't know if it's Messi's last game. Probably is, but it's sad to see how, his skills are being diluted by this biased unfairness being shown to him. FIFA Princess Messi. Exactly. Is what my friends say. Assalamu alaikum, Joria. First time for me to see you live in this time. Yo, Hayat, right? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that I get to stream at this time now. My mom, she's gonna be in New York or somewhere. I feel like it's New York. I don't know. But yeah, she's gonna be there for a week, and I am so happy that I get to have this room to myself. So I have a schedule for a little bit, and yeah, I'm so excited to stream a little more often now, inshallah. I'm good. How are you? I'm great, alhamdulillah. Things have been really hectic the past few days, and by hectic I mean really, really hectic. Narcissistic dad. The average brown person's life. It's pretty cliche, like the problems that some people have, within their race. It's just expected. If you don't have that problem, it's like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, inshallah, the solution is clear. Get a job, get your own income, finish school, provide for your own self so you don't have to depend on a man who's a narcissist, and there will be no more toxicity in the house. Like, you just have to, put your head down, be a little patient, be respectful if you can, try best not to be disrespectful, and then you'll get out of that, inshallah. I'm still appreciative of my dad, obviously. I mean, he does provide for us, but it's unbearable sometimes. I cannot handle it sometimes. And, there's a balance. Like, if you see things from a very, wise perspective, it's like you can't hate him completely, but you can't, accept the things that he does. Can I have a shout out? Yo, shout out to A_Mary200. And Queen, Joy, we need to talk. Yeah, go for it. Oh. Okay, listen, Queen, the word ideal does not mean is already. It means kind of like a dream. What does the husband think about? Listen, an ideal day in the life does not mean that it happened. Okay? So ideally, we'd be a millionaire, right? An ideal day in my life is that I'm a millionaire counting my dollar bills. But that's ideal. Life is not ideal. That's just, yeah. Remember me? Yo, Harry is side stitch duck. I don't know that. I don't remember that username. But yeah, welcome back, Harry, if you were here before. Are you going to New York, Julia? I am not. I'm staying here. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do my online classes, inshallah. I'm gonna work on my GitHub. I'm gonna apply to jobs. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get out of this situation that I was put in. But yeah, thank you. Of course, Mary. I hope to see you around more often. I'm just doing a little bit of my to-do list. I don't know what else to do. Probably like yeah, I didn't want to hike. I just erased that though. But if I can, I'll hike. If not, yeah, it's fine. Because weekends I'm free, so I think this is good enough though. Hike, lake, go to the beach. I want to go to the beach. I want to go so many places, bro. All hail flying chicken wing. Bustin' Jeeber, what did I tell you? Say your salam when you join the stream, and that is shirk. Because you are Muslim, right? You're a revert, I assume. Then why did you explain it so... You explained it like it was real. Yeah, that's just how delusional I am. Psyduck. Yeah, I was just reading the chat. I'm not talking to Psyduck. I'm saying to Queen that I did explain it pretty elaborately, and it was sort of believable in the way that I said it. I guess that was the point, though. I don't know if I meant to be misleading and like shock everybody, but yeah, it's just an ideal day. It's not an official, actually happened type of day. My bad, gang. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, there we go. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing, Bustin' Jeever? It's been a while. Then I choose you on my next match. As in the Pokemon. Oh, is that from Pokemon Psyduck? I see. Okay. Nice. It's like the FIFA president is his favorite. Heck, even Argentina treat Messi like a god. They treat him like a king, even his teammates. You know, a god would be perfect. Even though it's not possible for God to be a soccer player, but if he were to be perfect, Messi, he would be good at both penalties and playing in the field. And he's definitely super good on the field. Honestly, I think he's the best player there, but yeah, the youngins are taking his place. And Ronaldo, they already took his place. But, you know, Lamine Yamal, Holland, who else? There was somebody else. Mbappe, Dembele, like they're all so young and so good. But yeah, definitely the president has some sort of bias towards him, and that whole Egyptian match was rigged as heck. It's so sad. It doesn't even make me want to watch the World Cup anymore. It's like, come on, what's the point if it's unfair? You know? I'm gonna Starbucks. Nice. I have a Starbucks gift card. It's $5, but I don't know what to get with it. You can't even get a drink, bro. I got it from my sister, who got it from her orthodontist, who gave it to her as a braces, you know, removing gift. Who's your favorite, Cristiano or Messi? Messi is definitely better at the game. I like Cristiano better. He was good in his own time, but I like his story, how he came from somebody who's never meant to be born. Literally, his mom was trying to abort him, but she kept going, and it's just so beautiful to see how far he's come. And I just, you know, it's really inspirational, Cristiano. And I know Messi, you know, he's inspirational too, but he supports Israel. Like, nah. Cristiano is very supportive of the Muslim world, and he's like, yeah. Is this the Bible? No, Sanriela Pelotita. This is the Hobbit. But yeah, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Break a leg, Drea. It's like, not like. Oh, I see. But yeah, thank you so much, Hayat. Get a cake pop. True, yeah, cake pop. No, it's not the Bible. Why do people keep saying that? I know. Any book that's like full of words, they're like, okay, Bible. Wagwan, Queen, Puppy Wagwans, Wags. But yeah, welcome back to the stream, David Solomon. How's it going? Your profile picture changes every time. It's like creepy baby this time. Hope you don't scare Queen. But yeah, we are on chapter 17 now. So we have 3 more chapters, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna finish 1 chapter a day on this book, and then we're gonna start this book next called Each Little Bird That Sings. It has a bookmark because my sister is reading it. But that's her favorite book, so I'm gonna read this and that, and when my mom comes back, we're gonna finish watching The Hobbit together, because we did start it together, so I'm not gonna finish it without her. Anyways, let's get started. Unless somebody has something to say. It's the Gem Queen, by the way. I was trolling a different stream. Oh, yeah, okay. I definitely remember you now, Gem. Yeah, welcome back. And, yeah, that's why I didn't recognize your username. I was like, who's that? My outfit today is very interesting. Oh, nice. Hopefully it's appropriate. Alright, so chapter 17, The Clouds Burst. Next day, the trumpets rang early in the camp. Soon, a single runner was seen hurrying along the narrow path. At a distance, he stood and hailed them, asking whether Thorin would now listen to another embassy, since new tidings had come to hand and matters were changed. "That will be Dane," said Thorin when he heard. "They will have got wind of his coming. I thought that would alter their mood. Bid them come few in number and weaponless, and I will hear, he called to the messenger. About midday, the banners of the forest and the lake were seen to be borne forth again. A company of 20 was approaching. At the beginning of the narrow way, they laid aside sword and spear and came on towards the gate. Wondering, the dwarves saw that among them were both the bard and the elven king, before whom an old man wrapped in cloak and hood bore a strong casket of iron-bound wood. "Hail, Thorin," said Bard. "Are you still of the same mind?" "My mind does not change with the rising and setting of a few suns." Oh, I think we read some of this already. Yeah, because they were talking, and the guy in the cloak was Gandalf, and yeah. Sorry, I just ate 23 slices of bread. What the heck? Was it like white bread, like factory bread, or was it like homemade? If it's homemade, I understand. Bible is the most famous book. It's actually the Quran, because the Quran is the most memorized book. The Bible, you could read it, but people don't memorize the whole thing. OMG, I don't know if you have had lives lately, but I'm back. Sorry if I missed any, but I sadly can't stay for long. I've been busy. You know, Leia, welcome to the stream, and I know you have to go soon, but I have not been live streaming too much these past couple days just because like I was actually working. It's a huge thing for me, even though it's like the most lame job ever. And I'm not gonna insult the job itself, but like the pay and the distance, it altogether is not ideal. But like I love it so much. But yeah, can someone summarize the last 9 chapters? You mean 17 chapters? But yeah, basically, it's too much. You can watch the past lives. I'm wearing these black chromy pants, a white top with blue details, this bright blue hoodie with green and white letters, then bright pink socks with my school shoes. Whoa, queen, that's like a lot of things going on. But yeah, chromy pants are really cute. I guess most famously known to exist, not for its actual text. I see. Yeah, makes sense. It's my name for weeks 2 and 8. I see. Well, it's a very interesting name. Oh, 17. Yeah, this is 17. Alright, bye. I hope to see you soon and get to watch. Okay, bye, Leah. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. So, basically, I'm gonna give you a little, as much of a recap as I can. RX7 when Simon Muse. Basically, there was a Hobbit and the dwarves, 13 dwarves, and what was it, 12 dwarves? Okay, 12 dwarves and one Gandalf made 14 people, and they took Bilbo to go on an adventure to get back the Arkenstone of the Lonely Mountain that belonged to Thorin's grandfather Thror, which, you know, he's one of the dwarves, and he wanted to get it back to avenge his, you know, family who got destroyed by the dragon who stole the Arkenstone among a lot of gold that they had inside the Lonely Mountain cave, which they went all the way there to get it, and they did get it, and the dragon died because somebody named Bard killed him, and now Bard is coming so that they could, you know, discuss the gold that, you know, is there, and Thorin is not happy to share his gold because it belonged to his family. Even though he killed the dragon, it's like they're trying to discuss this, trying to evaluate how the gold should be split, because this gold is so much that obviously people are going to fight over it. Hi, I'm back. Yo, Addison Rodrigo, welcome back to this stream. How is it going? But yeah, let's continue reading. "You all seem in league," said Thorin, dropping Bilbo on the top of the wall. "Never again will I have dealing with any wizard or his friends. What have you to say, you descendant of rats?" Dear me, said Bilbo. "I'm sure this is all very uncomfortable. You may remember saying that I might choose my own 14th share. Perhaps I took it too literally. I have been told that dwarves are sometimes politer in word than in deed. The time was, all the same, when you seemed to think that I had been of some service. Descendant of rats, indeed. Is this all the service of you and your family that I was promised, Thorin? Take it that I have disposed of my share as I wished, and let it go at that." "I will," said Thorin grimly, "and I will let you go at that, and may we never meet again." Then he turned and spoke over the wall. "I am betrayed," he said. "It was rightly guessed that I could not forbear to redeem the Arkenstone, the treasure of my house. For it I will give 1/14th share of the hoard in silver and gold, setting aside the gems, but that shall be accounted the promised share of this trader, and will that reward he shall depart, and you can divide it as you will. He will get a little enough, I doubt not. He will get little enough, I doubt not. Take him, if ye wish him to live, and no friendship of mine goes with him. Get down now to your friends, he said to Bilbo, or I will throw you down. What about the gold and silver? Asked Bilbo. That shall follow after as can be arranged, said he. Get down. Until then we keep the stone, cried Bard. You are not making a very splendid figure as king under the mountain, said Gandalf, but things may change yet. They may indeed, said Thorin, and already so strong was the bewilderment of the treasure upon him. He was pondering whether by the help of Dane he might not recapture the Arkenstone and withhold the share of the reward. And so Bilbo was swung down from the wall and departed with nothing for all his trouble except the armor which Thorin had given him already. That's so sad! More than one of the dwarves, in their hearts, felt shame and pity at his going. Farewell, he cried to them. We may meet again as friends. Be off, said Thorin. You have mail upon you, which was made by my folk, and it is too good for you. It cannot be pierced by arrows, but if you do not hasten, I will sting your miserable feet. So be swift. He's so mad because the Arkenstone was given to Bilbo, or not given, but Arkenstone was found by Bilbo, and Bilbo gave it to the Elven King so that he could give it to Thorin, so that they could, cause peace to happen. Assalamu alaikum, Joy, a long time no see. Yo, Kai, welcome back. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How'd the interview go? It was kind of, they're really unprofessional, but they did hire me, so alhamdulillah for that. Yeah, I'm so glad, at least I get some experience, some references, some, something to say, something truthful on my resume, and it's really easygoing, this thing. And it's really nice. It's really rewarding. I love the place. I love the whole city. It's really far, but I don't even mind the drive. It's so nice. Gotta go, sorry, but when is the next time you are live streaming so I can be there right away? Oh my gosh, thank you for asking that. That's so sweet, Addison Rodrigo. I might be streaming later tonight. I'm not so sure. I do have to get up really early tomorrow, though, so I'll try to sleep early. I don't know if I'm gonna stream later, actually. We'll see. Even though I have my own room, I don't know my schedule. Hi, do you remember me? King Haywood, yes, I do. Welcome back. Juria, it's 7 a.m. for me right now. Yay, alhamdulillah. Unlike me, who gets car sick so early. I mean, I get car sick too if I use my phone, like, in the backseat. Or like, look down or do something. Like, it's pretty, common to get a little car sick when you're not focused on the horizon of the view of the car. From the car, but, yeah. Getting car sick easier than that's not so common, so yeah, really sorry to hear you get that car sickness. I went on a ride with my dad and sis, and wallahi, I got car sick. I didn't even have my phone. What? Okay, that's so sad. I've seen, like, and my mom took this before, but there's some like seasickness pills that you could take. She usually takes it on like ferries and stuff, like or like boat rides, but yeah, I don't know if that works for, car sickness, but yeah. Okay, I'll maybe come at 12 or 10 or 11. Okay, we'll see you soon, Addison. Can you do a face reveal? I don't do face reveals just because, like, I like to keep that private. Also, I'm chopped, I hope to fix my teeth and my eyes, I have to get rid of my glasses, get braces again. I had braces before, but, dental bonding, what else? Lose some weight, do some more exercise, get a gym membership, all that jazz. Maybe then I can do a face reveal, but it's better not to in my religion just because, like, that's your beauty. You can't really expose your beauty like that. Even though it's not haram to show your face. It's like, if there's no need, you shouldn't do that. But yeah. Oh, that's a need. What is the need? The lights were brightening in my eyes. Oh, the drugs? Oh, it's not actually drugs though. I just call it that. It's like just pills. Okay, bye. Bye, Addison. I get nausea on rides, car rides, etc. everywhere. Oh yeah, definitely. I got nauseous on a roller coaster before, but that's because, like, we had some food before that. It's like Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, Julia, I agree with you. I want to do the same. Inshallah, let us start mogging together. Uh, you know, look smaxing. It's a trend for a reason. Like a lot of people are into that, and it's not bad to get into that. It's bad if you're breaking your bones and like harming yourself or going to extremes like anorexia and all that. But if you're doing it in a healthy way, just like eating healthy, working out, um, the oral hygiene, taking care of your eyes, that's all really good stuff, and I hope to do that. It's like I don't know when I can, how to do it. I just know that I want to do it. May Allah make a way for both you and I and whoever wants to go that route. Nobody cares about what you look like except the face that God gave you. Oh, that's so sweet, King Haywood. And I know, I do have mercy on myself, like leniency. Like I get it. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala made me like this. Like God made me like this. I shouldn't hate myself. There's definitely room for improvement. I don't hate myself. I do appreciate it, but I also feel that lack of confidence to do face reveals, go out in person, things like that. Just because like people highlight those aspects a lot more compared to like anything else about my appearance. It's just like those things that I could work on that are in my availability to change. I should definitely work on that. You're not chopped. I can tell you going to be nice, pretty, and I love your personality and bye. Aw, you're so sweet, Addison Rodrigo. A lot of, it's like the first time you look at, what's his name? Holland? People think he's chopped just because they're unfamiliar with those features that he has, like, or like the combination of that. But it's so common, and you see a lot of the same players having that same facial structure, and it's like, they copy pasted Holland's face. But the more you get to know him, the more you understand his personality, the more you like him and like his face. It's like it starts to associate with those features. It's like, wow, he's actually not chopped, and he's so fit. He's, uh, because he's so like strong, smart, fast, and kind, and like really nice. It's like a bunch of that just makes you like him as a person, mostly because of his personality. When at first you didn't know what to think of him, you just didn't like his features. Sorry, I'm going a tangent, but yeah. Same, I trained to be athletic. That's good. That's very good. RX70. 71. I'm not an athlete, but I want to be able to at least defend myself. That's such a good goal, Jannat al-Ghafur. I mean, Kai. I've also seen like those self-defense classes, and it's actually available in my city, and it's like given by the city. You just have to pay for it, and I don't have the money to do that. There's a lot of things I could unlock if I get an actual job, like an internship, and finish my school, get some money. I have so many things planned that I want to do if I had money. Self-defense class, definitely one of them. Pottery, traveling, going places, buying things, paying for my own car, being independent, living alone. So many things, man. There's just so much to live for, and I'm just so excited. And everything happens one at a time. I have to finish working this job for the summer at least, so that I could work on my resume, get an internship, then graduate, then get an actual career. But the future calls me. I'm so excited. Okay, I totally understand if you want. Thank you so much, King Haywood, for understanding. Maybe take a self-defense class, girl. Yeah. Are you a girl too? Because who says girl? I don't think a guy says girl. What are you taking in school, Julia? So, for the summer, I'm taking an online CS class. Just like, I don't even know, to be honest. But like, in the fall, I'm taking some statistics class. Almost done. Apparently, I'm graduating 2027 spring. But hopefully, everything works out. Inshallah. I'm really unsure about the future. It's just, yeah. Anything in my capacity, in my capability that I'm aware of, I'll do that. To be honest, I would personally say I'm a bit chubby, but it's more like genetics. I'm not blaming it on my genetics, but I feel like as long as I get fit and strong and do healthy habits, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely linked to genetics, how much you weigh and your body type and stuff, but it's not impossible to change that. Definitely not impossible. Like, people, they've proved it time and time again. I don't know, some people are scammers online to do weight loss journeys, but if they're people genuinely work on themselves, like, yeah, you could get skinny. I'll have time to do it after my 10th grade. I'll have like a few months free, but before that, I want to gain strength and work on myself. Joy is 58 years old, by the way. Oh, that smiley face is just so genuine. Like, you're so non-judgmental about my age. I appreciate you so much, Kai. Like, most people, they call me old Joe, but you're just saying it so nicely. It's like, yeah. Now I don't feel so shy about my 85-year-old age. Okay, I gotta go buy. I gotta eat ice cream and popcorn. Dang, you gotta take that seriously. No watching streams, no phone devices when you're eating ice cream and popcorn. Joy graduating, yes, on the way to becoming as elderly. I hope so. I hope so. You know, old people are so free, bro. They're so free. I wanna be free. I'll be right back. Okay, Viking. Really? Joy is so young. I thought she was always 97. It's funny because 97 is not less than 85. Assalamu alaikum. Can you mod me again? Yo, Hamza. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There you go. You got your mod back. Mojojo. Yep. Well, yeah. I remember, Hamza, you said that you asked me to take away your mod, right? Was it you who said that? Or was it somebody else? I don't know. But, yeah. You definitely haven't done anything wrong, as far as I remember, for you to, be taken away mod from. That's usually like Air Scott and Tofu and like somebody else, but yeah. 1 second. Let me get my water because I've been yapping so much. Thanks. Of course. But yeah, have you been, Hamza and Kai? Did I ask you, Kai? But yeah, RX7. How's it going, guys? So, we're in chapter 17 of The Hobbit. I just finished reading this page, I think. Yep, because there were 7 mods and 1 random. Oh, yeah! To be honest, I'm a bit overwhelmed by studying a lot. I don't study a lot, but it's a bit overwhelming. Like, what do you mean? Like, because didn't you say, like, in July you'll be done with your exams? Like, aren't you done studying? But honestly, yeah, you can never be done studying. There's always something to study out there. And that's just what I want to do for the rest of my life. Just study and learn and actually appreciate all that there is to do in life. I don't understand how people get bored. Unless they are like genuinely not able to do anything. They're like trapped. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never leaves you completely trapped. There's always something that you can do to help yourself. As well, life is a lot. I'm studying my career. Lots of battle with mental health. What? You have a career? What are you doing career-wise? I'm so, like, jealous because I want a career. But if you're restarting it, that means something. What happened? But yeah, I hope your mental health gets better. RX71. I'm only going to be studying more than usual for like 1.5 months. Then I'll be studying according to my schedule. Exams are on April next year. I want to be like cover all my syllabus from A to Z. Next year? Yo, you're actually so, like, what's the word? Disciplined or like diligent? Because if I had exams next year, I wouldn't study from now at all. That's crazy though. Going back to school, I will complete restart. I want to be a physiotherapist. Ooh, dang. Jannah, you got it. Inshallah. But yeah, physiotherapist, that's pretty specific. I don't even know if I've heard that word before. I'll start a video on reaching 1K subs. Pro tip, leave the details. Okay, I gotta say that that was just a joke, honestly. Because my life is so different from that. Like, I couldn't even... All I can do is imagine that kind of life. I can't even do 1% of anything I mentioned in that thing. Starbucks right now, and the drive-thru is taking so long to answer. Yeah, it's always pretty crowded, bro. Like, especially In-N-Out. I don't know if you have In-N-Out where you live, Queen. It's a California thing, but the drive-thrus cause so much traffic, bro. I usually don't study as much during exams. What? During exams, like on the day or before? Because that's like when I study the most. Because I want to be fresh for my exam. Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense. You probably know better how to study than me, because I study very last minute and I don't remember anything when it actually comes exam time. Right? Yeah, I could only remember like blurs. Like, what's the point, man? But yeah. All right, let's continue. Right? Everyone in my school accidentally calls me Jannat because my sister went to the same school. Now you too, Julia. Oh, sorry, yeah. If you used or changed your sister's account's name, I wouldn't, like, mess up your name with Jannat and call you Kai. But it's okay. Hi, Queen. I was called Queen Jannat. But yeah, um, let's get back to reading, right? Not so hasty, said Bard. We'll give you until tomorrow at noon. We will return. And see if you have brought from the hoard the portion that is to be set against the stone. If that is done without deceit, then we will depart, and the elf host will go back to the forest. In the meanwhile, farewell. With that, they went back to the camp, but Thorn sent messengers by Roak, telling Dane of what had passed, and bidding him come with wary speed. That day passed and the night. The next day the wind shifted west, and the air was dark and gloomy. The morning was still early when a cry was heard in the camp. Runners came in to report that a host of dwarves had appeared round the eastern spur of the mountain, and was now hastening to Dale. Dane had come. He had hurried on through the night, and so had come upon them sooner than they had expected. Each one of his folk was clad in a hauberk of steel mail that hung to his knees, and his legs were covered with hose of a fine and flexible metal mesh, the secret of whose making was possessed by Dane's people. The dwarves were exceedingly strong for their height, but most of these were strong even for dwarves. In battle they wielded heavy two-handed mattocks, but each of them had also a short broad sword at his side and a round shield slung at his back. Their beards were forked and plated and thrust into their belts. Their caps were of iron, and they were shod with iron, and their faces were grim. Trumpets called men and elves to arms. Before long, the dwarves could be seen coming up the valley at a great pace. They halted between the river and the eastern spur, but a few held on their way, and crossing the river drew near the camp, and there they laid down their weapons and held up their hands in sign of peace. Bard went out to meet them, and with him went Bilbo. We are sent from Dane, son of Nain, they said, when questioned. We are hastening to our kinsmen in the mountains, since we learn that the kingdom of old is renewed. But who are you that sit in the plain as foes before defended walls? This, of course, in the polite and rather old-fashioned language of such occasions, meant simply, you have no business here. We are going on, so make way, or we shall fight. My sister would kill me. They don't have cake pops. No, Queen! Like, what? I know, man. That's literally the iconic thing on the menu that you can't go wrong with. She loves to be an elder sister. Oh, I see. Maybe you should make another account? I don't know. Come on, Starbucks. I know, right? I guess... Because Starbucks supports Israel, which, like, supports bombing Palestine. I don't know if there's still, like, what's the word? Ceasefire there going on right now. There's still break ceasefires, even when they say there is one. So this doesn't mean anything. But yeah, that's the one thing that stops me from going to Starbucks too much. But then again, anything that you buy goes to Israel when you're living in the States, because taxes and all. I ordered an iced white chocolate mocha. Wow, sounds good. And no K-cup, so that's sad. Oh, I didn't know Starbucks was right-winged garbage. Yeah, man. There's a lot of things under the boycott thing because of, October 2023, what happened. But, yeah, it's hard to boycott. I don't, judge anybody for not doing it, but, even us, we struggle with boycotting a lot. Not a lot, but, completely. But, yeah. It's fine. Also, I was gonna say, my favorite thing to get from Starbucks is probably, the vanilla bean frappuccino. I always get that. It's, literally milk and sugar. But it's so good. Milk, sugar, ice, vanilla bean, syrup. It's just you can't go wrong with it. Yeah. What is the boycott? Cause have you heard of October 7? Like what happened? Basically, they started like uh, using that as an excuse to completely cause a genocide in Palestine. But yeah, it's very political. I guess like even buying a phone is bad because they uh, contribute stealing metal from Congo or something. But yeah, it's hard to be careful for these things. I was gonna get a mocha and a strawberry cake pop, but no. Okay, we get it. The that pink cake pop, very iconic. It's very sad. Wait, a strawberry? That isn't the pink cake pop usually like vanilla inside? I don't know. There's a strawberry one. Ooh. But yeah, I can see why that's sold out. Okay, let's continue. You. They meant to push on between the mountain and the loop of the river, for the narrow land there did not seem to be strongly guarded. Bard, of course, refused to allow the dwarves to go straight on to the mountain. He was determined to wait until the gold and silver had been brought out in exchange for the Arkenstone, for he did not believe that this would be done if once the fortress was manned with so large and warlike a company. They had brought with them a great store of supplies, for the dwarves can carry very heavy burdens, and nearly all of Dane's folk, in spite of their rapid march, bore huge packs on their backs in addition to their weapons. They would stand a siege for weeks, and by that time, yet more dwarves might come, and yet more, for Thorin had many relatives. Also, they would be able to reopen and guard some other gate, so that the besiegers would have to encircle the whole mountain, and for that they had not sufficient numbers. These were in fact precisely their plan, for the raven messengers had been busy between Thorin and Dane. But for the moment, the way was barred, so after angry words, the dwarf messengers retired muttering in their beards. Then sent messengers at once to the gate, but they found no gold or payment. Arrows came forth as soon as they were within shot, and they hastened back in dismay. In the camp all was now astir, as if for battle, but the dwarves of Dane were advancing along the eastern bank. Fools, laughed Bard, to come thus beneath the mountain's arm. They do not understand war above the ground. Whatever they may know of battle is in the mines. There are many of our archers and spearmen now hidden in the rock upon their right flank. Dwarf mail may be good, but they will soon be hard put to it. They'll let us set on them now from both sides before they are fully rested. Yo, congrats! How did you pass the interview? Oh, Eric Scott, welcome back to the stream. I did. Yeah, it went well. At first they kind of rejected me. They're like, I don't think this is good for you, and literally, like, it was so fast. They're just like, it lasted less than 10 minutes. The whole conversation. They're like, okay, well, I guess we'll let you know tomorrow. And then tomorrow came, and then they're like, okay, can you come? And I said, yeah, sure. And so I logged my hours. I worked the whole shift, 4 hours. Not that long, but driving takes so much, equally as long. And it's not, it's really far. It's like 1 hour and then 2 hour back with traffic. So it's not worth it for like a minimum wage type of job. But for a first job, and for the very bad job market right now, it's good. It's better than nothing. So yeah, I'm getting my work experience in. Today I didn't go because they said it's like an on-call thing, so they have to call me. But tomorrow I'm gonna go. I've not been to Domino's and Starbucks in 2 years. That's good. You're I guess that means you're eating healthy, I hope. Gosh, we should all just move to an island and make our own phones and stuff. That would be hard. There are more phones in the world than people. Did you know that? Alright, good to know. Yeah, thank you so much, Eric Scott. And yeah, I'm so excited to eventually one day get an internship. That's just what I want the most right now. And then after that, maybe in 10 years, I'll be done. Okay, maybe less than 10 years, but at least in 10 years, all my worries will change. It'll be different. I'll still have worries though, but we'll see. how things play out in my life. I'm just so excited to do so many things, to experience and learn. It's a nice Stanley bottle. Thank you. I got it for $3, this whole bottle, because it's from Santa Monica. Oops, I just doxed myself. Oopsie. But yeah, let's continue. But the Elven King said, "Long will I tarry, ere I begin this war for gold. The dwarves cannot pass us unless we will, or do anything that we cannot mark. Let us hope still for something that will bring reconciliation. Our advantage in numbers will be enough, if in the end it must come to unhappy blows." But he reckoned without the dwarves. The knowledge that the Arkenstone was in the hands of the besiegers burned in their thoughts. Also, they guessed the hesitation of Bard and his friends, and resolved to strike while they debated. Suddenly, without a sign, they sprang silently forward to attack. Bows twanged and arrows whistled. Battle was about to be joined. Still more suddenly, a darkness came on with dreadful swiftness. A black cloud hurried over the sky. Winter thunder on a wild wind rolled roaring up and rumbled in the mountain, and lightning lit its peak. And beneath thunder, another blackness could be seen whirling forward, but it did not come with the wind. It came from the north, like a vast cloud of birds, so dense that no light could be seen between their wings. "Halt!" cried Gandalf, who appeared suddenly, and stood alone with arms uplifted between the advancing dwarves and the ranks awaiting them. "Halt!" he called in a voice like thunder, and his staff blazed forth with a flash like voice like thunder, with a flash like the lightning. "Dread has come upon you all. Alas, it has come more swiftly than I guessed. The goblins are upon you. Bolg of the north is coming, Odain." So this is the son of Azog, which is like the leader goblin that they killed, but Bolg is not the leader now, after his father died. "Bolg of the north is coming, Odain, whose father you slew in Moria. Behold, the bats are above his army like a sea of locusts. They ride upon wolves, and wargs are in their train." Amazement and confusion fell upon them all. Even as Gandalf had been speaking, the darkness grew. The dwarves halted and gazed at the sky. The elves cried out with many voices. "Come!" called Gandalf. "There is yet time for counsel. Let Dain, son of Nain, come swiftly to us." Did you watch the Argentina versus Egypt match? I forgot what I was doing. I feel like I was probably at work or something. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I did watch clips afterwards about how unfair it was. How Messi's foot was in the calf of another player, and that was like a clear foul, but nobody did anything. He was just like, even though he's like a genuinely good player, they're just being so unfair in his, bias, and that just dilutes how good of a player he is. Just like, Messi cooked. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, he was good, yeah, but it was just so unfair with the referees and stuff. And yeah, he did miss penalties and stuff, but yeah, it was 100% penalty though for Egypt. Yeah, they didn't let him, and they didn't count that, even though it was an actual goal. Like, if they hadn't been unfair, Egypt would have won. This is so good. The mocha thing, nice. It would have been better with the cake pop, but it's okay. You could get it next time, hopefully. But yeah, I did watch. There's just so much controversy over that specific battle, but they definitely. The only thing, we all have to root for France now to beat this Argentina unfairness, because that's literally what they want. They want Argentina to win, because they're gonna make all the weak teams win, and and in the end, like, Argentina is gonna fight against the weak team, and they put all the good teams on one side so they could eliminate each other. It's just not fair. And yeah, we know the end result's gonna be Argentina if it's really unfair, but hopefully France still takes the lead somehow. Even if it's like Argentina's second place, like they're planning for Argentina to be up there in the semifinals, or not semifinals, the finals. So yeah, it's just so rigged. So began a battle that none had expected, and it was called the Battle of Five Armies, and it was very terrible. Upon one side were the goblins and the wild wolves, and upon the other were elves and men and dwarves. This is how it fell out. Ever since the fall of the great goblin of the misty mountains, the hatred of their race for the dwarves had been rekindled to fury. Messengers had passed to and from between all the cities, colonies, and strongholds, for they resolved now to win the dominion of the north. Tidings they had gathered in secret ways, and in all the mountains there was a forging and an army. Then they marched and gathered by hill and valley, going ever by tunnel or under dark until around and beneath the great mountain Gundabad of the north, where was their capital, a vast host was assembled, ready to sweep down in time of storm unawares upon the south. Then they learned of the death of Smog, and joy was in their hearts, and they hastened night after night through the mountains, and came thus at last on a sudden from the north hard on the heels of Dane. Not even the ravens knew of their coming until they came out in the broken lands which divided the lonely mountain from the hills behind. How much Gandalf knew cannot be said, but it is plain that he had not expected this sudden assault. So this is the goblins, right? They're coming, and they heard of the death of the dragon, so they all came, and they came really fast. So it caught everybody by surprise. This is the plan that they made in council with the Elven King and with the Bard and with the Dane, for the Dwarf Lord now joined them. The goblins were the foes of all, and at their coming all the quarrels were forgotten. Their only hope was to lure the goblins into the valley between the arms of the mountain and themselves to man the great spurs that struck south and east. Yet this would be perilous if the goblins were in sufficient numbers to overrun the mountain itself and so attack them also from behind and above. But there was no time to make any other plan or to summon any help. Soon the thunder passed, rolling away to the southeast, but the bat cloud came, flying lower over the shoulder of the mountain, and whirled above them, shutting out the light and filling them with dread. How did you feel when Ronaldo lost? Honestly, I saw it coming just because, how he has been playing since the beginning of the World Cup. You couldn't expect him to do better than that. So, yeah, it was expected, but it's still really sad, honestly. I saw him choking and crying behind that straight face. His Adam's apple, you could tell he was gulping his tears, and his eyes are watering and stuff. It's so sad, I could tell it must have been really sad because that was his dream to win the World Cup, even if he didn't have as much capabilities as he did before. If he, were to win, it wouldn't be now. He had much better potential before, and if he didn't win, then it couldn't have happened. But also, I was watching it while I was eating a burger somewhere in a restaurant. So, yeah, that was interesting. I'll never forget watching that specific event of Ronaldo's last final game. It's really iconic. Very memorable. I forgot what team he was playing against, though. What was it? Colombia? Paraguay? I forgot. But yeah. To the mountain, called Bard, to the mountain. Let us take our places while there is yet time. On the southern spur, in its lower slopes, and in the rocks at its feet, the elves were set. On the eastern spur were men and dwarves, but Bard and some of the nimblest of men and elves climbed to the height of the eastern shoulder to gain a view to the north. Soon they could see the land before the mountains feet black with a hurrying multitude. Ere long the vanguard swirled around the spur's end and came rushing into Dale. I'm not understanding anything. What happened? These were the swiftest wolf riders, and already their cries and howls rent the air afar. A few brave men were strung before them to make a feint of resistance, and many there fell before the rest drew back and fled to either side. As Gandalf had hoped, the goblin army had gathered behind the resisted vanguard and poured now in rage into the valley, driving wildly up between the arms of the mountain, seeking for the foe. Their banners were countless, black and red, and they came on like a tide in the fury and disorder. It was a terrible battle, the most dreadful of all Bilbo's experiences, and the one which at the time he hated most, which is to say, it was the one that he was most proud of and most fond of recalling long afterwards, although he was quite unimportant in it. Actually, I may say he put on his ring early in the business and vanished from sight, if not from all danger. A magic ring of that sort is not a complete protection in a goblin charge, nor does it stop flying arrows and wild spears, but it does help in getting out of the way, and it prevents your head from being specially chosen for a sweeping stroke by a goblin swordsman. The elves were the first to charge. Their hatred for the goblins is cold and bitter. Their spears and swords shone in the gloom with a gleam of chill flame, so deadly was the wrath of the hands that held them. As soon as the host of their enemies was dense in the valley, they sent against it a shower of arrows, and each flickered as it fled, as if with stinging fire. Between the arrows 1,000 of their spearmen leapt down and charged. The yells were deafening. The rocks were stained black with goblin blood. Just as the goblins were recovering from the onslaught and the elf charge was halted, there rose from across the valley a deep-throated roar, with cries of "Moria!" and "Dane! Dane!" The dwarves of the Iron Hills plunged in, wielding their mattocks upon the other side, and beside them came the men of the lake with long swords. Messy cooked. This is so good. Yeah. Will you stream later? I don't know. Since I have my own room to myself for the next week, I'll definitely stream more often. But we'll see about later though. Bro, my drink is half ice. Yeah, they definitely cheat you like that often when it comes to drinks. So we have a couple pages left. I feel like a lot of people have to go or something. Should I continue this later? I don't know. I do want some ice cream right now. My mom got some really good ice cream, bro. I have to try them. There's like 3 different types that she got. But if I don't eat it now, my brother's gonna eat it all. Just kidding. He's not gonna eat all of it, but like he eats it really fast. Like sometimes. Anyways, yeah. Should I stop streaming here? I don't know. Maybe I will. Should I? Is it evening time over there? Yeah, it's 7:38 p.m. I know it's like 7 p.m. for you though. I have like 3 pages left. I don't know. But yeah, maybe I'll continue later. Just cause I don't know. Okay, take care guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yo, Suken Man Sovin, you came so late. You came the last second. But yeah, I'm ending the stream now. You could